Well, I think a lot of times people think that you have to have a job to work on acting, which you don't. You know what I mean? I've read a lot of plays, and you can obviously work on monologues. You can always work on script analysis. You can always, you can very often read scenes with people that you don't have to be performing for people. That's all a part of the work to me. So, yes, in application, it often takes someone else, a partner, to be able to actually do the thing that you're doing. But I think a lot of people, I know people come up to me and say, hey man, I want to do what you, I want to be an actor, and how can I be an actor? And I go, do you want to be an actor, or do you want to be a star or a celebrity, or like, well, I'm like, are you acting right now? Are you in anything? Are you in plays? Are you auditioning for plays? Do you read plays? Are you reading scripts? Do you go to Sam French and grab stuff and see what you can work on? I'm like, that's all working. That's all doing acting work. Now, yes, maybe you're not on a TV show or somebody hasn't put you in a film, but if you think that's the only way acting happens, it's probably going to be one or two things are going to happen. You're never going to get that shot, or you're going to get that shot and then very quickly they're going to see that you're this deep and you have nothing to bring to the game.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Cory Hunter, and welcome to another episode, all right? I was listening to this interview with Don, and what he's trying to communicate, what he's saying is extremely simple, but it can't be overstated. And pretty much the concept is you play how you practice. And that's just what it is. Like, if you got fighters, they spar. And the ones who are really good at fighting are the ones who's good at sparring, because you fight how you spar, right? And with that said, it's not only that you fight how you spar, but the reason why you're good in a fight is because of how intense you are during sparring. And the same thing is true with like any sport, any team, any sport you're a part of. You have to practice to become better, all right? Practice makes perfect, all right? And that doesn't just apply to sports and those kind of activities. It also applies to other aspects of life and this aspect of life, which is filmmaking or acting or anything in the arts. Whether you're an editor or a cinematographer or a director or an actor or actress or a million other roles, any other role in the filmmaking industry, you have to practice your craft in order to become better. Because if you're not practicing, how can you become better? It means you're not familiar with anything. You're not familiar with your craft. It means that you're not learning anything new. If you're not learning anything new, how can you expect yourself to grow? And that's pretty much what Don is speaking about. We want to get on the center stage, all right? We all want to be on stage and be able to perform. And I'm saying stage to be a metaphor for success. We all want to be successful, and we want to show the world what we have. However, if we're not doing what we want to be known for, then who will waste the time of day on us, right? You're not a filmmaker if you're not making films. So you can't be pretentious and say, oh yeah, I'm a director, and you don't have a body of work. You don't have a body of work, you don't have any experience. That means that the things you create probably aren't good, all right? And that's the same with anybody in any aspect of life, all right? The people who become good, even despite natural talent or nepotism, as people like to say, without the work, none of it matters. The work is the foundation of it. And the work in terms of filmmaking and acting is learning. You gotta read, you gotta watch movies, you gotta read books, you gotta read theories, you gotta read reviews or keep up with the business aspect of it, all right? Or you have to actually be practicing it, dealing with people on a day-to-day basis, and through experience and through time you become better. Through time we gain more experience. So, in a nutshell, man, what is the moral of the day? If you're not doing it, then you're not practicing, which means you're never going to be ready. So whatever it is that you're like waiting on, the time is now. You get me? If you want to make that movie, the time is now. If you want to be an actress or an actor, the time is now. Because if you're waiting for something, one day turn into a week turn into a month turn into a year, and so on and so forth. Next thing you know, a decade is gone and you haven't made any progress, which is why the time is now. If you want to be taken seriously about your craft, you have to practice, which means that you have to actually do it, because you can't treat practice like practice. You have to treat practice like the real thing, so that when the real thing comes, you can perform at your highest level. So thank you for joining me. I'm Cory Hunter. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit me in the comments. And as always, until next time.